This is a Comeback Yoga Level 2 class, and I'm Tonya. I'm here to support you today in this practice. So, if you have experience, this is a great class for you. If you are feeling strong, it's another good class for you. If you're looking for a challenge, this is a good class. Um, if this is a good time of day for you, this is a good class. So, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you are here, and I'm here to support you. And I want you to know that there may be some things that are challenging for you today, and just meet yourself in that space and trying something new. We'll be working on the floor a little bit and then doing some standing postures. One of our balancing postures today is called hand to foot pose. And you will need a sturdy piece of furniture or maybe get yourself near a wall. You can also use like a hand towel, just a small hand towel that we would fold in half and then just use that to make our arms a little bit longer. Sometimes that's all we need to find the pose. Sometimes poses are really about proportions. Certainly, sometimes they're about how long our muscles are. So we'll try to lengthen our hamstrings today in order to find this hand to foot pose. All right. So, Comeback Yoga is a nonprofit organization serving veterans, active duty military, and support team. And just as a reminder, and I'll remind you again at the end of the class today, but we do have a survey that we would love for you to complete for us. And even if you've completed it once and maybe some things have shifted, some things have changed, and you'd like to fill it out again, please do so. This just helps us to provide a better experience for you in person and online. So please bookmark that and fill out that survey for us. It'll only take a couple of minutes. Yeah, much appreciated. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start down onto our backs, onto our mat. And again, just grabbing those props and having them nearby. So you can come down with the knees bent, or you can straighten your legs, just whatever feels the best for you here. Just uh, acknowledge that you're here, welcoming the life with your breath, tactile sensations, the surface, noticing any smells. You can have your eyes open or closed, and if your eyes are open, just take in an object, notice its color. If your eyelids are closed, maybe sense the light streaming in through those eyelids. Noticing any sounds coming from your breath or sounds from the room that you're in or sounds outside of the room. All of these senses invite us to acknowledge that we are alive, that we are here, that we are present. And let's take 3 more breaths, maybe picking something that stood out to you and focus on that. Maybe it's the temperature. Maybe it's a tactile sense. And one more breath. And bringing one knee into your chest, the other foot can come in and place it to the floor. And with your hands, just move your leg forward and back. And then on the next time you move your leg away from you, straighten it up to the ceiling. Hold on to the back of your leg and rotate your ankle. Rotate your ankle the other way. And then taking that same leg, draw it out towards the side, away from your torso. Gonna keep holding on to your leg somewhere. You can also use your towel here if you would like, placing it on the bottom of your foot. And then taking your leg across your torso to the opposite side, keeping your knee bent here. This is just going to create kind of just a little um, stopping point so that we don't go beyond our range, especially when we're not quite warm yet. All right, and then bring your leg back up and release the towel if you're using the towel and lower your leg straight down to the floor. Now, keeping that leg straight and your other knee bent, just kind of rock forward and back. So your bottom foot is pointing, flexing, but your heel stays on the ground. You're going to start to get a little bit of movement here. You can use your bent knee, that foot, and push into the ground to kind of facilitate that rocking. So really almost just the way to waken us up, also to move lymphatic tissue for immunity, stagnation, and get us warmed up. And then pause. Just notice and straighten both legs and notice. Just pause, noticing any tingling, maybe warmth, any kind of feeling of vitality, aliveness, just noticing. All right. And then slide your other foot in and bend your knee towards your chest. So the other knee comes into your chest and just moving it forward and back. You can just notice your breath. You could also move with your breath, whatever you like. And straighten your leg, holding onto the back of the leg with your hands interlaced. And circle your ankle, noticing your toes. Are they needing some attention, some care? And then taking that leg out to the side, away from your torso, holding onto it, maybe using your towel. As long as you're not gripping too hard in your hands, sometimes that can put a lot of strain on your hands too. So just kind of getting ourselves prepared in our body, kind of creating this little blueprint of how we're going to be looking in our hand to foot pose. Our hand it'll be towel to foot pose. All right, go over to the other side, grabbing the towel or hand on your leg or your foot. And come on back up to center and remove your towel. Lower your legs straight down to the floor. And as the heel lands, press down into that heel and start to point and flex. Point and flex. And then pushing down into your other foot to rock. So starting to rock forward and back. Just letting your shoulders relax, your arms relax, your head relax, so that there's movement going through your whole body. Moving that lymphatic tissue that we need. Sometimes it gets, kind of locked up. We sit a lot, or if we're flying a lot. Who's flying now, unless you are active duty, right? Not too many people flying, probably these days. All right. And then pause, straighten that leg, and just notice now any feeling of vitality, blood movement through your body, lymphatic tissue activated. All right, now let's bring both knees into the chest and moving forward and back with those knees. You can add a little bit of lift of your head and shoulders and maybe hold it for a couple of breaths, just noticing that stretch along your back and maybe coming down, noticing any sensation here. And then bring it back in, lift head and shoulders up, squeeze your legs in towards your chest, and then lower down, relaxing the head, chin towards chest, holding onto your knees, but your legs or your arms going straight. And then rolling towards one side and pause just a moment or two here. And using your top hand, press on up. Crossing your ankles, holding on to your shins or to the back of your legs. Arch your back so your shoulders roll back and your head lifts. Exhale, round, bringing your head towards your knees. Inhaling, lifting, lengthening, maybe your knees going wide. Exhaling, maybe your knees coming together. 2 more times. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhale and exhale. Now, as you lean back, start to lift those toes off of the floor, keeping the ankles crossed. Hands come down to the floor. Now, lift your shins, open your ankles, point your toes, and then open your shoulders. Option is to hold on to the sides of your mat or grab the back of your legs. You can also grab the calves. You could also bring your arms parallel to your legs. Another option in boat is to straighten your legs. So finding your boat position right off the bat. And if you'd like to, if your arms are out to the side, start to pump your arms. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Grab the back of your legs, cross your ankles, changing the cross of the ankles. And then that's arch your back, look up to the ceiling, keep a hold of your legs. And then exhale, bring your knees in, chin towards knees. Inhaling, arching, maybe even leaning forward, and exhaling, rounding. One more time. Good. Now lowering those knees down and taking your back arm, so the arm that's furthest away from me, depending on which direction you're facing, and bring it around to the opposite knee. Your back hand comes down to the floor, and you're going to lift and lengthen, opening up the shoulders, maybe even drawing your hand, pulling it, but just not too much, just enough to feel a little bit of feedback. And release that. Stay tall. Exhale to the other side. Really getting tall through your spine, long in your breath. The breath is fine. See if you can make it smoother, softer. And coming around to center and pause for just a moment, sensing how the twist arrived in your body. we'll come around now into downward facing dog. So hands coming under those shoulders, heels lifted. Move your hips towards those heels as you begin to straighten your legs. Find length in your arms and your legs here. If you like stillness in your dog, find stillness. Or maybe your body is calling for movement. What do you need? Just listen deeply inwardly to your body's needs. All right, let's walk our hands back now to our feet. And taking your towel, going to place a towel underneath the heels so the heels are slightly lifted. You're going to roll up the towel or fold it so that the heels are slightly lifted. And then turn your toes out and bring your hips down towards the heels. Coming about a little bit down. And then straighten, parallel your feet. Turn the toes out, release those hips down a little or a lot. You can even have your hands on your lap here. And then fold forward, turning your feet forward. In fact, let's all bring our hands onto our thighs, just above the knees. Bend your knees, keep your toes forward, and then straighten. Push your hands against your legs. Bend, dropping those hips down, looking forward, exhaling, and forward fold. So just kind of getting warmed up in those hamstrings. Lower and tip. One more time. Lower and tip. With your heels on the towel still, slide your hands all the way up to maybe your waistline, elbows squeeze towards the ceiling, press down into the toes, and then lengthen as you rise, feeling those legs engage, coming all the way up to stand. All right. We'll move the towel off to the side, but we will be needing it in a little bit. All right. Stepping your legs nice and wide, coming into preparing our body for our warrior poses. Parallel the feet and take up as much real estate as you'd like on your mat, if you're on a mat, and bringing your hands about shoulder height. With your next inhale, opening your arms and turn your toes, the toes that are facing this table here, out to that side, and then come down into your front knee for warrior two. Good. And then straighten, reach your arms up, exhaling, coming back down into warrior two. Just noticing and tracking any sensations in that knee. Push down, rise up. And one more time, coming down, low. Now straighten again, and we'll reverse triangle. Right arm reaches up, the left hand, the plant side hand, is going to slide down towards the leg. Reaching up, pressing down into your legs. Now we're going to reach forward towards the table and find triangle pose. So just tipping, bringing your hand maybe to your shin or your thigh, or maybe if you feel warm enough, you could slide down. So we're staying long on the underside of the torso. And let's take 2 more breaths here. Really feeling those feet. Good. And then bending as you come back up through warrior two, and then straightening. Parallel your feet, hands coming to your legs or even to your hips. As the elbows move back, start to hinge forward to a fold, bringing your hands, keeping your hands on your legs, or if your hands touch the floor, bringing them underneath your shoulders. Now bend the knees, And bring your hands onto your legs and rise to stand. Great. Now I have found myself going a little wider than I like, so I'm going to heel toe my feet in a little closer together. And now turn the toes towards the plants and open arms out parallel to the floor. Tracking your knee towards your toes, bend. And then straighten, lifting your arms, connecting your feet to the ground as you sink towards the earth. One more time, inhaling, rise, and exhaling, coming down. Now reaching forward and up towards the ceiling and straighten your leg. Keep reaching up, maybe a little side bend here, really opening up this side. We want to keep this side long as we reach towards the plant, towards that front leg. Keep reaching till you just can't reach anymore, and then lower your hand to your shin, your knee, or sliding it towards your ankle, as long as we try to think about keeping the underside long. That's it. And then see about releasing your head towards your shoulder and extending your top arm up towards the ceiling. Good. And then a slight bend in the knee to come through to warrior two and straighten. Turning those feet forward again, maybe coming a little closer, elbows going back, hands to the back. Look up to the ceiling. Maybe even lean back a little bit as long as you don't tip over, and exhale, fold forward. Stop when you feel a little sensation in those legs, and then if possible, bringing the hands to the floor. Now, again, if your arms aren't quite long enough to reach the floor, again, sometimes this is really just about proportions. Then if you had something sturdy nearby, you could hold on to it. Take one more breath in here and exhale out. And then bending your knees and come all the way up to stand. Good. Heel toe or hop your feet together. Walk it out a little. And now turning towards the table or towards the short side of your mat, coming to that short edge. Not all the way, not literally to the edge, but approximately to the edge. Okay, hands to your hips and step your leg back. Doesn't matter which one. And bringing your hands to your back, bending that front knee for warrior one. Inhaling, reaching your arms up, warrior one. Pressing down into the back heel as you extend the length of your body up towards the ceiling. And bringing your legs straight, hands to your heart. Elbows wide. Take a little bit of a lift here. And then exhale, bring your torso parallel towards the floor. Getting nice and long, feeling both legs. And then bending your knee, coming back up to warrior one, arms rise. Hands coming down to the hips, elbows back, and stepping forward. Second side, other leg. So leg going back, heel pressing down, bending in that front knee. Notice if your back heel is lifting, that's fine, but maybe then shortening the stance. You want to feel firm connection in both feet. And inhale, bring your arms up, find the length of your body, your torso rising, feeling the stability and strength in your legs as you reach your arms up. Straightening your leg, bringing your hands in front of your heart, pressing those palms together. Get really tall. Lengthen, maybe even look up towards the ceiling, elbows and shoulders back. Exhaling, coming about halfway down. Noticing those legs, feeling the strength in the legs, feeling almost light in your torso. And then tipping, reaching your arms back up, warrior one, and hands to heart, stepping feet together. All right, let's repeat our warrior to triangle pose. So coming out nice and wide in those legs. Rolling the shoulders down and back. And get settled in, just feeling your feet. And hands shoulder height. Inhaling, opening your arms. Toes turned towards the table. And exhaling, bending your knee down. Tracking sensation in that knee. See if it feels different or better this time. Now let's move. Straightening your leg and arms, reach up to the ceiling. Bending, keep tracking sensation on that knee. And then back up and down. Now reaching, extending up to the ceiling as you straighten your leg. Keep reaching, maybe a little side bend here, reaching towards the plants. And keep the legs strong and straight and firm as you reach towards the towards the table and bring your hand down. That's it. So see about maybe coming down a little bit more if it feels okay in your legs. Just moving, stretching a little bit, feeling that vitality, but never to the point of pain. All right, little bend in the knees. Bring your arms back up and straighten your legs. Hands to the hips, elbows back, and exhale, tip forward. Now, maybe their legs are a little bit warmer now. We can bring our hands to the floor for a little twist. So hands under the shoulders, or again, maybe using a prop if you had one nearby. Okay, pushing down into the floor or your prop. Take your other arm towards the plant and reach it the table. My gosh, I can't talk today. Take your arm now up towards the ceiling, twisting, reaching, pushing down into the opposite hand to give you feedback. That's it. Good. And then release down. All right, twists are invigorating, yeah? Okay, inhaling, bringing your other arm up towards the plant, and then open up, open up, open up, open up. Keep turning the rib cage towards the plants. Maybe looking up at your fingers, if that's okay, on your neck. And then releasing down. Fold over your legs. You can have your arms forward for more support, almost like downward dog, or maybe arms underneath you, or you could grab your ankles, feet, just someplace on the floor that you could use some support. All right. And then let's come all the way up, little bend in the knees, second side, and final round. Turning toes towards the plants. Inhale, open your arms, and exhale, bend your knee. Straighten, reach up, find length. Exhale, find depth. Inhale and exhale. Now reaching, opening, straightening, and find that length, reaching, almost like you could touch the plants. And then keep coming down. Getting nice and long. Maybe your top arm comes up. And then bending your knee, come all the way up and turn your feet forward. Heel toe or hop your feet together, walk it out. Good. We'll take one little chair pose with a twist, and then we'll do our balance pose. So feet coming about hip distance apart from the top of your hips. bring your hips back and down. So like you're going to sit in a chair. Okay. And then bring your arms forward and hands to the heart. Get nice and long. And then exhale, tipping forward and twisting over that front knee, palms pressing together. Your head might go back. And with your next inhale, coming back through center. Let's rise all the way up to stand just for a little break. Reach up and exhale, hands to heart. Second side, bending the knees, inhaling, arms lift. A little bit more weight in the heels, but not so much that you feel like you're going to fall over. Tip forward, exhale, and twist to the other knee. Noticing your feet. You could look down, forward, or at those hands. And release, coming back through center, all the way up. Reach up, extend up, touch the ceiling if you can, or find the length of your body. And exhaling, hands to heart. Okay, so go ahead and grab your hand towel and get yourself near a wall or a steady piece of furniture. Okay. So this one isn't quite tall enough here, but I'm going to do my best. Okay, so we're going to bend into that chair pose. Going to hook the towel on the foot here. So hold on to your towel. Your elbow can be to the inside of your knee. Place your hand on that sturdy piece of furniture or on that wall. So really we're going to try to work with our breath here. So push down into your opposite leg and then go ahead and bring your leg up with you. Okay, so this might be enough of a challenge holding on to that wall or piece of furniture, right? Okay, and then the next option is to send your leg forward. Begin to straighten it forward. You can hold on to the towel with one or both hands. Maybe the towel is long enough and your arms are short enough that you could grab the towel with both hands. Good, and press your foot forward. Excellent, you're doing great. It's a hard pose. And then bring your knee in and unhook and lower your foot down. It's fun, but sometimes it can be really challenging. Standing on one leg, are you kidding me? We're not meant for that. That's why we have two legs, right? Okay. All right. So I'm going to go over here now. So I have this wall and hook the towel on the bottom of your foot. Grab your towel, bend your knees. This is going to help to get the stability in your standing leg. So really feel the strength in your legs here. As you exhale now, feel the strength in your core. Hold on to that table or that whatever it is. Elbow to the inside can help start at first. And might be where you stay. The next layer is to bring your knee to your chest, holding on to the towel. You could even do this leaning against the wall, really. And then straighten. Maybe your leg goes straight. Maybe it doesn't. Good. Press your foot into that towel. Feel that leg strong. Take 2 more breaths if possible. If you've already landed, no problem. As Batman's Alfred says, why do we fall? So we can pick ourselves back up. All right. And then bending your knee and then lowering down. I know that was a long hold. I got lost in my Batman story. All right. Nice work. Go ahead and move your blanket or your towel off to the side and come to the short edge of your mat and come into a forward fold. Releasing hands down. Maybe nodding your head. All right. Hands to the floor, bending the knees and hop or step back to a plank pose. Get really long here, like a board, as you reach out through those heels and the very top of your head. Take 2 more breaths here, pushing into the floor. You might quiver a little here You might not if you're stronger than me. I'm feeling the quivering life pulses through me. All right. And then bringing the knees down or not. Exhaling, coming down all the way down. Lengthen your legs, maybe joining the legs, maybe big toes touch for locust pose. Bring your arms behind you. Maybe you use your towel to hold on to the towel behind your back here and lift your chest, bringing the hands towards the heels, getting nice and long. Maybe your legs lift for 3, 2, and 1. Coming down, releasing that towel, turning your head to one side, resting your head on your hands. Breathing. Deepening your belly. Breath. Expanding the breath wide and deep. Breathing in to feel the surface beneath you, and breathing out to feel your body releasing slightly away from it. Breathing in, noticing all the points of contact. Expanding breath. Even the low back, feel the expansion with the breath. Two more deep breaths. And now pressing yourself up into child's pose, we'll add a twist. So your knees come towards your wrist and take your arm underneath. You might use your towel under your head here. And your top arm can just go either alongside your ear, or if you want more, you can wrap your arm around your back. Again, just deepening your breath as much as possible. If you feel constricted here, then think about your breath moving into your back body, into your back ribs, your back kidney areas, massaging, expanding. Taking 3 more breaths here. Feeling the length of your breath, the length of your body. Notice any places that need to let go, where there's resistance, with one more breath. And then gently unwind, stretching the arms forward, letting your head come down onto your floor or your towel. And now taking your other arm under. If you're feeling any pressure behind your knees, you could also use your towel behind your knees. Sometimes the pressure is on the front of the ankles. So, where do you feel the most sensation? And maybe you'd like to change that sensation so it doesn't feel as strong, so that this pose can invite the parasympathetic nervous system to come online as we begin towards our final relaxation meditation session. Let's take 3 more breaths here. 2 more. And last one. And then taking both arms forward again, letting your head come either to the mat or the back of your hands. And gently press up, either finding a downward dog, opening up the back of the legs, or you could just straighten one leg out behind you and then the other leg. Or if downward dog is in your toolkit today, then find downward dog. And coming down onto with your towel. And we'll take the towel, so resting your head on your arm or on another towel. Take the towel. Maybe you don't need the towel, but I'm going to use a towel today. Taking it on the top foot and bringing your leg behind you. So you might find you don't need the towel, just brace your hand on your ankle or your foot for a quad stretch, noticing where you might feel this. It's also getting a little stretch for your shoulders. And then release that. Bring your legs forward. Hold on your side here for just a moment. And then we'll add a twist. So knees stay out in front. Your top arm comes up overhead and then start to roll open into the twist. Your knees might separate here. Look over your back hand. Take 2 more breaths here. And then slowly make your way onto your back. And we'll take that quad stretch on the other side. So you're just going to roll to your side. I'm going to just turn to face the screen. But you'll turn to the other side, knees forward, grabbing that ankle or the foot and bringing your leg behind. And then bringing your leg out in front of you. Taking your top arm, whoops, alongside your hip and then out to the back. You can use your hand, behind your head to support as you look over to your back hand. Take 3 more breaths here. Two more. And last one. And then gently making your way onto your back and straightening your legs, your arms to your sides, and just push down into the floor, the arms, the heels. You might even start to feel the shoulders press down, your head maybe pressing down, just feeling energy building in your body. Engage all the muscles, including your facial muscles. And then release that, feeling that contrast as you drop down, drop in, and prepare yourself, your body, your mind for meditation. About 5 minutes for meditation. So let yourself get comfortable. Any position will do. You could be lying on your side. You could be sitting. Begin to sense how your breath is coming into your body. Is it coming in through your nose? Is it coming in through your mouth? And if your sinuses are clear, and if it's possible today, invite the breath in through your nose with the jaw relaxed, the tongue away from the roof of your mouth, the ears receptive, the shoulders letting go, your arms, noticing your palms, your fingers, the space between your fingers. Noticing your torso and your body receiving the breath. And as you allow your breath in, your body begins to quiet, become more at ease, become more peaceful. Noticing your hips, your legs, your feet, your toes. And as you notice your whole body resting on the surface, from the very ends of your body to the very edges of your body, noticing the borders, the boundaries, the very tip of your extremities, the very tip of your body. And notice these areas and the space that surrounds them. Does it feel solid? Does it feel spacious? And is there a fine line between that that surrounds your body and the borders of your body? Or does it feel one and the same? And take 3 more breaths here in silence. Even your breath, is there a boundary to your breath? Or is it formless? Last breath here. And now begin to welcome in any of your other senses, sight, sounds, any other touch or temperature sensation. And then as you feel ready, feel present with your surroundings, your senses awakened. Begin to find some movement in your arms, your legs, your fingers, toes. Moving in a way that calls to you. There is no right or wrong. You could stay even longer if you'd like. Otherwise, I invite you to join me in a seated position where we'll close our practice together today. So, if you'd like to join me in bringing the hands together in front of the heart, kind of a universal gesture of reverence. So, today's theme is that reverence for life and our sight in all ways, our senses in all ways. So, taking a moment, whatever senses you felt the strongest for you today, just take a moment to be grateful for those senses. And take some time today off of your mat to explore those senses, to feel the life force within you as the earth begins to awaken from its long slumber of winter as we move into spring. Thank you so much for being here. It's been an honor to serve you in your practice. You can release your hands and lift your gaze. I hope to see you next time. And don't forget to fill out the survey that we have um, in the link below. And it means a lot to us if you can do that. Then that way we know how we can support you better and if we're doing our good work. So let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Again, my name is Tonya. And Mighty Joe, thank you. Thank you, EJ. It's great to have you here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take good care.